I'm Darren with Akshon Esports, and this is Action Recap, the show where we highlight various ongoing stories within the Overwatch esports community. Well, after a few weeks of confusion, frustration, and anticipation, we finally have an official statement from Blizzard on what patch Stage 4 will be played on. Despite what was hinted from players like Raucus and Unco regarding which Hanzo would be playable for Stage 4, Overwatch League Commissioner Nate Nanzer released a post stating that Stage 4 of the Overwatch League will be played on patch 1.22 or the May 1st patch, instead of patch 1.23, which contains the new Hanzo, Genji changes, and Brigitte nerf. Quote, "Recently, there's been a lot of discussion as to which patch Stage 4 of the Overwatch League will and should be played on, 1.22 or 1.23. The League and the developers share the goal of Overwatch League play being on the latest patch possible, with certain exceptions. One is if it would be unfair to introduce a new patch mid-stage in the heat of competition. That's why the patch that reworked Mercy, which went live in Stage 1, didn't appear in Overwatch League until Stage 2. Another reason is if we feel a new hero or a significantly reworked hero hasn't been available for our teams to practice long enough in advance of the start of the stage. Tournament stability is a third reason. A potential bug exists in patch 1.23, which inhibits the ability to accurately resume play on an escort map should a pause or disconnect occur. It should be noted that the Overwatch League version of any patch is distinct from the live patch. The developers have been working hard to find a fix in time for the Overwatch League players to prepare, but thus far they have been unable to do so to the degree of certainty that we require for the league. As such, given the paramount importance of tournament stability, Stage 4 will be played on patch 1.22. As you might have expected, the competitive community hasn't taken this news so well, as many were looking forward to watching pros play the new Hanzo so that they can learn from the best, instead of feeling a disconnect of watching 5 weeks of games on a patch that is drastically different from what is currently live. Needless to say, this must have been a difficult decision on Blizzard's part. At the expense of the dissatisfaction of the community, this is what they decide upon after meeting with Overwatch League coaching staff and players. In hindsight, if Blizzard had gone public with the existence of this mentioned bug, rather than leaving the community to speculate and assume that was just an issue with the lack of practice as the rationale, the PR fallout probably wouldn't have been as harsh. We've already had stages played on an old patch, but it is without a doubt a bit of a fumble on Blizzard's part not to anticipate the problems they would face and backlash from the community. More importantly, the players who will be playing on this patch for the next 5 weeks only have a few days notice. On the flip side, we have no idea how many bugs are likely discovered and dealt with behind the scenes after a few weeks of testing on the PTR, where there is a limited sample size of players which has the potential to allow a few game-breaking bugs to slip through. In order to preserve competitive integrity in the advent of a game-breaking bug potentially appearing during a match, this was the best course of action. In League of Legends, Riot Games is forced to implement a tool called Chrono Break as a means to address bugs that appear mid-game during a competitive game. During a match between Cloud9 and FlyQuest in 2017, a bug with a Misfortune ultimate forced Riot into a sticky situation. In the past, this would have resulted in the character being banned from being picked and the match restarted, thus giving away potential strategies that the teams had in place for the matchup and take away the integrity of the game. However, thanks to Chrono Break, Riot was able to stop the issues from affecting the game any more than was absolutely necessary, simply reverting to just before the issues occurred rather than being forced to restart the entire match. Hopefully, Blizzard will also be able to develop a similar tool in the event that a deadly bug slips through the cracks into a competitive patch. On live, we are seeing a mix of Zenyatta, Hanzo, Reinhardt, Brigitte, Zarya, Junkrat, Moira, and Mercy as the most popular heroes to run in teams across all ranks. Now that the new Hanzo, which had the potential to be overtuned given the lack of testing, is no longer in the picture for Stage 4, we'll have to see what the teams are able to come up with. However, many suspect that teams will look to build around Brigitte as one of the keystones to their strats. For our next story of the day, let's talk about the next event coming to Overwatch. For the anniversary of the 2-year milestone since the launch of Overwatch on May 24th, 2016, Blizzard will once again be hosting an anniversary event to celebrate the occasion. From May 22nd running until June 11th, the Overwatch Anniversary 2018 event will honor the game's second birthday with over 50 new cosmetics for players to unlock, including 8 new legendary skins, highlight intros, dance emotes, and an exciting new deathmatch map called Petra, set somewhere in the Middle East. Upon logging in during the event, all players will receive one legendary anniversary loot box, which is guaranteed to grant at least one legendary quality item. Players who decide to purchase a bundle of 50 loot boxes will be given a second bonus legendary anniversary loot box. Returning in this 2018 event will also be cosmetics from not only last year's anniversary event, but also also items from previous seasonal loot boxes. According to Overwatch community manager Tom Powers in a post on the official forums, the credit prices for skins moving forward for all events will remain the same. This also includes items from a previous year whose price were already set at a discounted rate. Aside from the Pirate Junkrat skin, it's still uncertain what the new cosmetics will be, and we've yet to see a preview of the new map. But with a little over a week to go before the start of the anniversary event, keep your eyes peeled for teasers on official Overwatch social media in the coming days. That's all for now, but we'd love to hear your thoughts on some of these stories. Specifically, how do you feel about them using patch 1.22? Personally, I think it's pretty understandable they don't want to have a bug occur during a live match, but I can't help but feel a little disappointed that I don't get to see the new Hanzo, who I was really looking forward to seeing a lot of those DPS star players make use of. What do you make of it? Do you think it's also reasonable, or is it something that Blizzard should have addressed better? This also begs the question of which tools Blizzard should look to implement in the future for the Overwatch League regarding bugs that occur during competitive play. Do you think they should also look to something like Chrono Break, as Riot Games has made use of, or does Overwatch require something a bit more specific? As always, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and share, as it really helps out the channel quite a lot. Otherwise, be sure to subscribe and follow us on Twitter if you want to stay up to date with all of our content, and hit that bell to stay notified. This has been Darren from Akshon Esports, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.